Nokia was once the king of mobile phones, but then this king lost its kingdom first to Motorola, then to BlackBerry, and now to Apple and Samsung. But for these kids at the block, daddy is back home. But the question is, what has he got for us? Well, my name is Sid, and guess what I have got for you? Yeah, you've seen it in the title already. I've got for you the Nokia 6, which I've been using for some time now, and I decided to share with you my review on it. Now, this in my hand is a Chinese variant, so when this phone comes to India, there are going to be some differences. But I still believe that this video is going to give you a very clear perspective, whether you should wait for the Nokia 6 to arrive in India or not. So as I said, there will be some things different in the Indian variant from the Chinese one. The first one is the design itself. In India, you won't get the art black variant, instead you'll get this plain matte black finish. Secondly, there's a difference in memory and storage. In China, you get 64 GB with 4 GB of RAM, but chances are that in India, the phone that lands will have 32 GB of inbuilt storage with 3 gigs of RAM. Lastly, there is some difference in the software as well, because the Indian version will run Google apps and Google services, which the Chinese one is devoid of. But barring these, this review can be attributed completely to the Indian variant as well. Having said that, let's start with the design itself. The phone looks delicious. It is made from metal, and the screen slightly curves from the front where glass and metal seamlessly meet. In fact, the phone reminds me of the OnePlus X when it's turned off because of its looks. But due to the premium metal sides and the overall shape, it does resemble OnePlus 2 as well. But coming to back, it's got a very premium back with metal unibody covered with matte finish. And when you top it all up with a good ergonomic design, it resembles something which is very comfortable in hand. Talking about the weight, it is a bit weighty, but what I believe is it adds to the sturdiness than feeling odd. So overall, the phone has got a design that is worthy of flagships, and for its price tag, I think it's one of the best looking smartphones out there. But if you think that the phone is only beautiful in terms of how it looks, well, think again. It also makes things look beautiful on its 5.5-inch Full HD screen, which is sufficiently bright, even though I find it to be a bit reflective as opposed to Nokia's claims. And beneath this display lie 3 buttons, 2 of which are backlit while the home button isn't, but that's because it houses a fingerprint scanner, which is quite fast. Now, talking about the software, even though the Indian variant is going to be slightly different than the Chinese one, the UI is pretty much going to be the same. So you get on the smartphone, stock looking Android Nougat, along with support for Google Assistant whenever it launches here. But barring a few gestures, there aren't many features that this UI offers you. It's basically neat and clean, which I personally admire, along with the fact that you get big icons on the quick settings and rounded icons elsewhere. But now let's talk about performance. When I used this phone for the first time, I did not find it to be slow at the first glance. If all you do is watch videos, play some light-hearted games, do a lot of social media, or surf a lot of web, it is as good as most phones out there. In fact, the RAM management of this phone did impress me a lot. My game from 3 days back was still open in the background when I launched it today. But when I played certain graphic-intensive games, there were some lags and stutters that I could note there. And that's an issue for a hardcore gamer or any above average user for that matter who can get the same CPU on a Redmi 3S for 1/3 the price. But I guess that's a price you pay to get the Nokia brand name. But the good news is it's all uphill from here. Cameras have always been the strongest point on a Nokia smartphone, and this year it doesn't look any different. You get a 16 megapixel rear camera and an 8 megapixel front one whose quality is quite good for its price. The colors are all natural and the shots are good outdoors and indoors alike. Even HDR is quite impressive. And for videos, you get slow motion as well as hyperlapse, but the maximum resolution for a normal video is Full HD, not 4K. But that personally didn't upset me. What did however upset me was the lack of a front screen flash for my night selfies. But in the daytime, the 8 megapixel selfie camera is pretty good. However, don't expect any cool features or fancy filters in the stock camera app. And apart from all that, you get 2 SIM slots if you don't use an SD card, and if you do, you only get 1. And the phone does not have NFC, even though it has gyroscope for VR enthusiasts and FM for radio lovers. But everything I've discussed till now is not going to matter if the phone is not able to keep up with your regular working day. But the good news is that the 3000 mAh of battery does perform well. With my above average usage, I got at least 4 hours of screen on time. And when the usage was even lesser, I could stretch it till 5 hours. But do remember that this result is without any Google service or Google app installed and running in the background. So the Indian variant might have slightly different endurance. And that brings us to the end of my detailed analysis of the phone. It's now time for me to give you my verdict. Well, overall, Nokia 6 is a good smartphone. You get good cameras, great design, and most importantly, the premium brand name of Nokia associated with it. Yet at its current Chinese pricing, the phone does seem a little overpriced. Paying 18,000 bucks for a CPU that you can get on a 7,000 rupee smartphone as a reviewer does seem a little irrational. Moreover, there are better phones out there available with better cameras and most importantly better price tags. Yet, as a fan, what price could you put on preference? If people can overpay for an Apple iPhone, Nokia 2 was once a king. Most importantly, this phone, week after week, every week, gets sold out in China within minutes of its availability, proving that Nokia still connects with people. There is no official word whether this phone will come to India and when will it come to India, but whenever it does, at least you are now more prepared. And that's what I think of this phone. What you think of this phone, you can post in the comment box below after you have liked, and most importantly, share this video with your friends. But the most important of them all is that you stay subscribed to our channel and come back to see more of me. My name is Sid. Ciao.